I was born and raised on the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. My father was a rally driver in the days of Joginder Singh.
Where did your passion for rally driving begin?
Well, I think it just sparked that day when I was standing with Amina Mohammed at Hell's Gate, and I just thought, I want to drive, I want to make a difference. I want to leave a legacy. So helping children right now who have cancer, it's not their fault that they've been brought into this earth. It's not their fault that they became sick.
Tonight, I've got something truly special lined up for you. I'm sitting down for an exclusive chat with one and only Lisa Christoffersen, the star of The Real Housewives of Nairobi. But before Lisa became the talk of town, her life was a bit of a mystery. Hello and welcome to Traktion. My name is Persil Telewa. And together, let's peel back the layers of Lisa's incredible journey, from her roots in Tanzania to making waves in Nairobi's business and reality TV scenes. We are going to dive deep into her story, so grab a seat, folks, and let's uncover the secrets behind Lisa Christoffersen's rise to fame and the beautiful cause she's working on right now.
So how is your typical Saturday like?
So Saturdays I normally start by doing boot camp, a serious workout at the gym. Every Saturday, and I love the fact that we do boot camp outdoors. I'm such an outdoors person, so in the garden,
because you
in
have
nature.
A lot of space.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I love doing boot camp. We do a lot of the TRX, boxing, body weights, and also physical weights as well. So I do that normally every Saturday. I love waking up early as the sun rises. Just sitting outside.
You watch it rise.
And watch the sunrise, listening to the birds chirp, awakening. Life is so amazing. It's that energy.
Great. I was about to ask how you managed to keep yourself looking so young. How old are you right now, Lisa?
Would you ask a lady that question?
Ladies nowadays say.
Really?
Yeah.
No, mine is the best kept secret. Oof. Huh?
Yeah,
but there's a saying, you're only as old as who you feel.
Yeah, I agree. And there is something about, you not taking sugar. I think it has also been a factor, hasn't it?
I don't take sugar at all. I'm a cancer survivor, so you know that the sugar feeds the cancer cells. So they grow and expand very fast. So sugar is absolutely a no-no. And there's no reason to, if I'm having this lemon ginger tea, dawa, I want to taste the ginger, the squeezed lemon in it. If I add honey or sugar,
it's going to distort the taste.
It dilutes it. Yes.
Tell me about your cancer.
So in 2006, I have 2 children, and they were under the age of 10, both of them, son and daughter.
Yeah.
And I woke up one night in a bloodbath. I was bleeding, crazy. So I went to see the gynecologist, the guy that had delivered my children, and he did, in 3 months, he did 4 DNCs on me, which, they take you in, they put you under anesthesia, and they scrape everything out from your uterus. Women have fibroids, take it to the laboratory. And he was like, you're absolutely fine. You are a hypochondriac. I said, me a hypochondriac? I've always been in charge of my health. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And I was always, taking supplements and living a healthy lifestyle. Long story short, I was getting slimmer and slimmer, skinny and skinny. I was down to 49 kilos. And yani I'm Muzungu, but I was white like a sheet.
Like really pale.
White.
Yeah.
I was so anemic. I called some girlfriends in Johannesburg and I said, look, I think I need to see a really specialist in the gynecological field. And one of my girlfriends, Virginia, said, well, there is this doctor, he's amazing, Peter Cameron, but he has a waiting list for 6 months. He is, the top guy. Anyway, I said, I don't have 6 months, I'm really sick. And I felt every time I was walking, I felt as if my uterus was falling out. So it was awful. I couldn't walk 50 meters without coughing blood.
No, I'm sorry. Which year was that?
That was in 2006, October.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
I remember it so clearly. I flew down to Johannesburg on a Sunday afternoon on Kenya Airways, and Monday morning at 10 a.m., I squeezed my way in to see Dr. Cameron. And he realized I was actually very, very sick. He spent 10 hours doing all kinds of blood tests, x-rays, CT scans, you name it. Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So what the gynecologist, this MD Patel in Nairobi, told me that I was fine. I had tumors, 2 tumors. One was 12 centimeters, one was 14. So they were pushing each other out.
Yeah.
That was why I was feeling as if my uterus was about to fall out.
And that's why you're also coughing blood.
No, then it had expanded to my lungs. My whole lung was one big cancer tumor.
Sorry.
So he said to me, look, do you want to talk to anybody? I said, do you see anybody? Ni mimi peke yangu. I'm here alone. He said, look, I want to send you down to meet Marilyn. Marilyn is one of the top oncologists, cancer specialist in Johannesburg, and she was in the same hospital. I went to see Dr. Marilyn. She redid all the tests to reconfirm that the results were actually accurate. And I like that. You always like second opinion.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be anyway.
Second, third opinion, absolutely. And she confirmed that, yes, I did have stage 4 cancer. And she says, you know what? You've got 10 days to live, girl. But I'm going to do everything to try and save you. And I said, let's get this show on the road. So she said I was too weak to be operated on to remove that tumor in my lung. So she said, I'm going to apply through the Ministry of Health in South Africa the strongest chemo in the world. And that takes time, but she got the certificate. And on the following Monday afternoon, I was administrated and put into hospital at Morningside in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
My friend Jerochit, my Kenyan sister, her mother was the High Commissioner in Pretoria. So Jero drove up and she was there next to me holding my hand, and I refused to get into those hospital gowns. And I remember the mzee came in with a brown paper bag and like, he's bringing us champagne. It was chemo. So I said to her, what does chemo look like? So putting chemo, went oral chemo into my left hand here. And the next thing was I was hemorrhaging into my lungs. I had 7 blood transfusions, one after the other. 2 my body rejected. And you know, when your body rejects a blood transfusion, your temperature soars immediately within a second from like up to 40, 41. And then I died. Technically, I died. So I woke up many days later, I can't even remember how many days later, on life support. I was in a tiny corner of ICU hospital.
You are in a coma or what?
I was in a coma.
Yeah.
So I died. So look here, you see this beautiful scar here? This reminds me that I'm a warrioress. I'm a survivor, right? And I was on life support. I had tubes attached to every part of my body for 5 weeks. I couldn't talk, so I'm still catching up, you know. And that was it. So I spent 3 months in hospital having weekly chemo. And one of the chemos, when I was out from ICU, I was put into a normal ward. And 1 week I would have 12 hours of chemo, which would be administered overnight. And then another time it would be in the daytime, 3 hours. So the one time when I had the overnight chemo, 12 hours, you know, I was sleeping, I woke up, and the oncologist came to check on me. Kumbe, the machine had not stopped working. It hadn't stopped at the 12 hours. So I had 19 hours of chemo, which she was furious with those nurses, because the nurses didn't come and check on me in the night.
How long were you supposed to be? How many?
12 hours.
Oh,
so I had 19. So actually here, I had burnt, the chemo had burnt through my left arm here, and I had a huge burn scar here. Yeah. So I said to her, that's probably a good thing. You know, I always called my cancer skull squatters. Our squatters were mengia, the wrong body, let them flush out. And they did. And they're never returning.
At that point, where was your family?
So my children were here in Nairobi staying with friends. Because I didn't have family here in Nairobi. So various friends kicked in and were amazing, supportive with them. And then my neighbor then, Julie Scott, who was in the travel industry, she flew them down one holiday to see me. So that was it. So it was 3 months. It was very intense. It was very emotional, but I knew I would never die.
Cancer turned out to be a blessing to other people, because look at you having gone through almost like a near-death experience and then impacting people's lives. So let's talk about what's, you know, catapulted you to, you know, speak about cancer and, you know, do all the work that you're doing.
So, you know, my cancer happened in 2006. And, you know, I was given 10 days to live. And I'm like, no, I'm busy. I've got places to go, things to do, children's to raise, books to write. To travel.
Yeah.
Got to be in the movies. There's so many things to do. Life is so amazing. And so it took about a year for me to really gain my strength back. And yet again, there were so many things that I had questions. I was trying to find out, why did I get cancer? I always thought I was a healthy person, lived a healthy lifestyle. Anyway, figuring all these things out later in life, and you know, then it was just about to work hard and get myself back on my feet again, make sure the kids get educated, and being a single mum was a lot of work and a lot of strength. And you know what happened to me? I had the home gallery in Nairobi where I was dealing with all the art. Many people never thought I would survive and pull through the cancer.
Yeah.
Friends of mine flew to Johannesburg to say goodbye. Nilikwambia you're bure. Me, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here.
People are coming to say bye.
People flew in from Nairobi.
Because you're dying anyway.
They thought so.
Yeah.
But they, you know, it's all about the attitude. I said,
Yes.
no, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, but my accountant thought I was dying, and he ripped me of everything I had. He forged my signature,
Stop it.
and he robbed me of every shilling that was in the company bank account. He was selling art off that didn't belong to the gallery, pocketed the money. It was a nightmare. So after fighting for my life, I had to then fight for survival for my business. So there was a lot going on in the years after cancer. But you know, we are here today, and I've realized that it's such a blessing to be alive, and I want to make a difference. I want to leave a legacy. So helping children right now who have cancer, it's not their fault that they've been brought into this earth. It's not their fault that they became sick, but they need proper help.
Are you, you know, sort of concentrating on a specific type of cancer, or is it all the cancers?
It's all cancers. So, you know, the Kenyatta Hospital, the pediatric ward, they have the cancer unit there. So whether they have leukemia, whether they have tumor or blood cancer, we don't know them. I mean, there are so many different types of cancers. We want to support them. So with the doctor who works next door at the Warwick Centre, she volunteers at the Kenyatta Hospital, and she's agreed to be in charge of the funds that we raise for the tutus and make sure that the right medication is administered and it's given to the children correctly. We hear stories about the medication being sold off and things like that. So we want to make sure it's done properly, and we want to record it all.
But why children, I may ask, Lisa?
Because these little children, they need a lot of help. They need a lot of support, you know, and we're not sure if they're actually getting it. I hear a lot of terrible stories from this particular place, and I just want to make a little difference there. I'm helping many other people, empowering them through conservation, conversations about attitude. In October last year, I was a guest speaker at the Breast Cancer Awareness at Trademark Hotel, Pinky Gilani's event, telling all these women, because you get told you have the C word, and today it's not just cancer, it could be COVID, it could be a simple cold. It does not mean you're going to die. You know, some people get diagnosed with COVID or cancer and they give up immediately. You have to fight for your life if you love your life, which you should do. And it's about that attitude, that you have that inner strength, and everybody has it. It's about finding it and being that warrioress that you are.
You have to fight, and I see you fight a lot, you know, when you're doing everything about the rally driving. So I'm aware that you're planning these events. You're bringing together women from all across the globe to compete in this particular sport. I'm interested, fill me in, please.
So WRC stands for the World Rally Championship, and it's actually predominantly men who compete on a global level in the World Rally Champions. And every year they come to Kenya. They brought it back again to Kenya a couple of years ago after losing it for some time. So World Rally Champions is back, and it's our famous safari rally. Kenya is a rally culture. It has been
a beautiful country.
You know, stunning. And, you know, I was born and raised on the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. My father was a rally driver in the days of Joginda Singh.
Stop it. You didn't tell me that.
I'll tell you everything.
So is that... I like that. is that what drove you into rally driving? The
Perhaps,
passion,
I don't know, and I'll tell you how I got into it, but in those days when my
Yeah.
dad was driving, it
Yeah.
was the East African Safari Rally, so they
Yes.
drove Tanzania, Kenya,
And
Uganda.
Uganda, yeah.
But how I got into it was about 3 years ago. I was invited by the former CS of Sports, Waziri Amina Mohammed,
Then, yeah.
and Amina said to me, look, we're going for the day to watch the last leg of WRC at Hell's Gate in Naivasha. Let's go. So we choppered into Naivasha. I was there with her whole family. And I said to Waziri, wapi wanawake? The only wanawakes I'm seeing are like cheerleaders on the side of the roads. We have to change this.
You're not seeing wanawake on the steering.
No.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to start Kenya's first all-women only safari rally. And Waziri turned to me and said, I like it. Let's call it the Lioness Rally. So from that day, the seed was planted.
An
I
idea
came
was
back
born.
An idea was born. I was watering the idea. And then, long story short, I went to Kasarani out here at the Moi International Stadium and got permission to clean up the track. So went in with the whole task force. We cleaned up Kasarani. We got sacks of plastic that was collected
yeah.
and gave back to the recycling plant. Kenya Forestry Service gave me 1,000 trees. I planted trees. We had a huge water ceremony. So we cleaned up. 9 months later, the Super Cub was born, as I said, and we had our inaugural rally at Kasarani. It was mind-blowing because every person who was either a clerk or the fueler or even the fire engine truck from City Council, every person active in that rally, whether driving a car or navigating, was a woman. It has never been done before.
Yeah.
We broke barriers. We were on the front page of FIA's website,
Cheers.
international.
That is so amazing to
Thank
listen.
you. Yes. We break boundaries.
Yeah.
And we did that. So that was a world phenomenon. I was interviewed by magazines all over the world, diplomats, the Diplomatic magazine as well, did a huge double spread on it, where my motto was, the only thing we leave behind is our tire tracks, right? So metaphorically, it's empowering women to take charge of their life in a very patriotic society, in a male-dominant sport, by driving. You're steering yourself in the direction where you want to go. Nobody can blame you for anything except yourself. So women take charge of your life by steering yourself in the right direction, metaphorically, right? So that's how it is to become a rally driver and learn to drive that car at a speed.
What countries are participating in these, Lisa?
From all over the world, but predominantly it's all the Scandinavian countries. You've got Finland, of course, Sweden, there's Poland, the Eastern European countries, Italy's coming in. We have rally drivers from Burundi as well.
Yeah, amazing.
And neighboring from Tanzania, from Uganda. I haven't got the whole list yet because our president has moved it from January now to Easter, which is the end of March this year.
Yeah,
So
when also, availability is going to be easier, for everybody at least.
Yeah, and there'll be more visibility and more people will have time to come and watch and follow the rally, so it's very exciting. So under this Ministry of Sports, under CS Ababu, there is Talenta Hela, and there are a group of women who will be driving, and I'm hoping that also Waziri will include me in the Talenta Hela team for women drivers and women navigators. However, I'm on my own fundraising campaign because my motto is drive for change.
Yeah.
And what was
so what are you doing with your campaign?
So what I'm doing is I'm doing daily videos and posting on my socials.
Yeah, and I'd like to know also, there's a lot of thoughts that may go to people's minds about what the funds drive is meant to achieve. I reckon you're taking care of the cars and all of that, so just fill me in, please.
It's very expensive to be part of an Enter WRC rally. So first of all, you've got to make sure that you have your annual racing competition license, which you get from Kenya Motorsports Federation, which costs quite a bit. Then the entry fee, which is over 50,000 shillings. Then you need to hire the car, as I don't own my own rally car.
Yeah.
You have to have fuel So rally cars...
And they don't use petrol.
They don't use petrol, so it's avgas. But then I need to do a recce. So before the rally, each driver has to go and complete the whole recce. And then the last day, they even go for scrutineering. So we take our helmet and all our fire suits. So what is interesting that the suits, our gloves, socks, our inner suits, they all have a lifespan. So you look at it, it's got an expiry date because it's 3 layers to prevent you from, if a fire happens in the car by such a fire, you've got X amount of seconds to get out. Even your safety belts in the rally car have an expiry date. So your whole car, all your equipment has to be taken to scrutineering and verified and checked over. And that again costs a lot of money to make sure that your equipment is up to standard and up to date as well. And then you've of course got to have a whole mechanical service team as well. And then you've got to pay for your accommodation. The rally is 4 days. From Flag Up at Huru Gardens here by the president. And we drive to Kasarani, drive to Naivasha, and then have 3 nights in Naivasha until the rally ends Sunday afternoon for prize giving.
I love to mention that, you know, what I like about that too is about women taking part in that, you know, male-dominated field, but as well is about empowering the local community. You know, I'm sure many people are going to get jobs and, you know, that sort of thing, and that is really amazing. So tell me, where did your passion for rally driving begin?
Well, I think it just sparked that day when I was standing with Amina Mohammed at Hell's Gate, and I just thought, I want to drive, I want to make a difference. And I really realized that you can make a lot of noise, literally, by a woman driving a rally car, that you get much more attention than a man.
I know that.
Maybe a little bit more sexiness there, you know. And, you know, we've got to keep our eyelashes on and our lip gloss and everything,
all
you know.
made up.
We've got
looking fancy.
We look good wherever we go at any time, you know. And people pay more attention to you. So what I'm doing now, my campaign for raising money is also reaching out to corporates, whether local or international. Can you support us financially to make us, enable us to drive in this year's WRC rally and support our cause? They always ask me, what do we get in return? Well, you can brand my rally car with your company logos. We put stickers on, even on my helmet. Your logos go onto our social media. I talk about each sponsor with a video. So what I've realized that I will do immediately, any sponsor comes on board, okay, come to Lifestyle, or I come to your offices, and like I'll be receiving some fuel from a company. While they give us the drums of fuel, we will then be filming and talking about it, and I'll be saying shukrani sana.
Yeah, let's speak bits of Swahili. I'd like to know more about you, Lisa, because I reckon you are in the Real Housewives of Nairobi. You know, we were chatting about
the only Muzungu.
The only Muzungu who can speak Swahili, who's been in Kenya for over 27 years. So you're truly Kenyan. Yeah, I should say that.
Yes.
And I'm really, you know, fascinated by your Swahili. It doesn't have, you know, a different sort of accent.
You see Osheng?
Inaingia sana kama Swahili. So ebu niambie, you know, how did you even get yourself into the Real Housewives?
Unajua, sasa wacha tuongee Kiswahili kidogo, okay?
Ulijipata aje Real Housewives?
Sasa mimi nimezaliwa Tanzania. Wacha turudi Tanzania.
Yes.
Unajua, lingo ya Tanzania sio Kiingereza, ni Kiswahili.
Kiswahili.
Yeah?
Na kwanza ni Kiswahili tofauti sana na Kiswahili yetu, unajua hivyo?
Safi sana, ni sinifu kabisa. So tunaanza Tanzania.
Yes.
Yeah? So mimi napenda lugha, mimi naongea lugha kama 5 tofauti. So kuongea Kiswahili ni kufurahisha maisha. Sasa mimi naishi Kenya, lazima nijue Kiswahili, lugha wa Kenya.
Lini?
Kurudi kama mwaka 27.
Kama uko kama okay, usiniambie the exact year, you know what I mean? Because women don't tell their ages. No. But hebu niambie roughly ulikuja ukiwa na miaka kama ngapi hivi?
No, so wakati nilikuja Kenya mara kwanza nilikuwa kama mwaka 22. Alafu nilikuwa hapa, nilifanya kazi kidogo mambo ya interior design. Vile mimi napenda that artistic space.
Unapenda urembo, vitu mzuri.
Vitu maridadi,
yeah.
Nakupenda sana. So nilikuwa hapa kama mwaka 5, alafu nilienda Tanzania kufanya kazi nyingine, alafu hapa nimerudi Kenya.
Niambie kidogo kuhusu familia yako, because naelewa una watoto wawili sasa hivi.
Na wawili, niko na msichana mmoja. na kijana mmoja. So hao wote wawili wako hapa Kenya, wanafanya kazi, wako na maisha zao, wanaendelea, na mimi naendelea na maisha yangu.
Imekuwaje kukaa na watoto wako kwa kwa nchi tofauti, nchi ambayo si
wamezaliwa hapa, hao ni fourth generation East African.
Ndio nakwambia, lakini hao wanajua mamao anatoka kule kwingine.
Lakini wakati hawa walimaliza shule ya kwanza hapa Kenya, nilipeleka hawa kule Denmark kusoma kidogo, kuelewa kusoma culture, kuelewa hata kuendesha baiskeli, unajua,
kusafisha baiskeli sana,
pika chakula mwenyewe, kukuwa independent,
so wanajua hizo zote.
So wakati wamaliza shule walirudi hapa Kenya. Unajua hapa ni nyumbani, hata hawa wako Kenya sana, wanapenda maisha hapa.
Now that unasema wanapenda maisha hapa, ni nini binafsi kimefurahisha sana kwa hii nchi yetu?
Unajua ni watu wa Kenya. Watu wa Kenya wako na roho mzuri, wanafurahi saa yote. Kila mara hata ukikutana na Mkenya, hata kama ni Turkana au ni Pwani, wanafurahi, na hewa pia mzuri sana. Saa yote tumefurahi. Hebu ona hapa tuko na shamba, the tropics, na hapa maisha tofauti. Kuna maisha ya safari, tunaenda kuangalia wanyama, mara Savo, unaweza kupanda mlima hapa, unaweza kuoga kule Pwani. Vitu mingi sana tofauti.
Kuna watu ambao sana wana appreciate sana maisha ya nchi zingine, na ni wa Kenya. Ungependa kuambia nini? Kwa maanake wewe ni mgeni, lakini umeona uzuri wa hapa, ukajiambia mimi siondoki niko hapa nyumbani. Unajua wa Kenya wanaenda nje, wanafikiri vile wanasema kwa Kiingereza, the grass is greener on the other side. Lakini kama wanaenda nyambo, wanarudi zingine na mbiu, sababu wanaona maisha kule ni bure na ni ngumu. Unajua hapa unaweza kupata, kama uko na pesa, unaweza mtu kusaidia kufanya kazi kwa nyumba, kupika chakula, kusafisha. Si rahisi kule nje.
Kule unafanya kila kitu mwenyewe, kila kitu. So kama wewe ni mama, uko na mtoto, unapeleka mtoto shule, unapokea watoto, unaenda shopping, alafu utarudi nyumbani kupika chakula,
tena uoshe nyumba, tena usafishe nguo.
Hakuna masaa kurelax, kupumzika chochote. So unajua kama una appreciate maisha, tuna appreciate maisha hapa Kenya sana sana.
Nimeona maisha yako kidogo ni tofauti, na ningependa unielekeze, because una hisia tofauti kuhusu vile afya yako inafaa iwe, na nilikuwa nakuuliza hapo awali, unaenda gym ama umeweza aje kuweka mwili wako ukiwa hivi sawa?
Unajua ni lifestyle, unachagua mwenyewe. Mimi napenda kulala mapema.
Mapema saa ngapi?
Kama saa 3 saa 4 mwisho usiku. Alafu nakupenda sana kuamka mapema, wakati jua unaanza kuwaka, unaanza kusikia madege wanaamuka pia, na hii ni masaa mimi nakaa na kahawa yangu, naandika yote. So leo tutafanya nini, na plan kila siku, kuandika kila kitu. Alafu naenda gym, naenda kufanya mazoezi kidogo. Hii wiki nimefanya mara 4 kwa wiki, hata kesho taenda kufanya kitu tofauti. Ingine nafanya kickboxing, ingine ni boot camp, alafu siku ingine labda ni pilates, maana yoga. So tunafanya tofauti, lakini ni kama mental gym ni asubuhi, hata kusoma kitabu na kuandika. Mimi ni mtu naandika, nimeshaandika kitabu 3. So guidebooks 2 ya Kenya, from A to Z. Alafu during COVID niliandika story mzuri ya watoto, naitwa A Monkey's Wedding. What happens in Africa when the sun shines and it rains at the same time. We call it a monkey's wedding.
Oh, I see. Tell me about your conservation as well.
Well, the environment thing is from starting here at Lifestyle, is plastic. Plastic has been a big issue, and I think it's a global issue. What do we do about the plastic? Okay, so some years ago, I was curating a photographic exhibition called Kenya Through the Diplomatic Lens. And it was for all ambassadors and high commissioners in Kenya to take photos. There was a judge, there were 5 judges who were judging the quality of the photos. We then did a big exhibition for 1 month at the National Museums of Kenya, and Margaret Kenyatta was our guest of honor then, and we had 500 people. There I met a young Indian whose family have started a recycling plastic plant in Athi River. So today we have these big gunias here, we fill them with plastic, they get sent back to the factory, put in the machines, out comes polythiene thread.
Yeah.
Now they can make
reused and recycled.
For like t-shirts. So we were giving it to them to make like t-shirts for the little totos playing football or other sports, or just wearing them. So we were calling it Barabara to a cleaner environment. So I think it's teaching people, and you start from home, how to start recycling and preventing plastic and keeping our environment clean as well. I had last week the privilege of having the governor of Lamu paid me a courtesy call. We're interested in doing some projects in Lamu, and he was telling me one of the projects there, they have a women's group, and this is all about the women, remember, who clean up an area of Lamu so that the turtles can nest and have their babies. Many of the turtles, they swallow the plastic and they die.
That's
So
beautiful.
we have that story all over. And you know, many people here, they're like, oh, what do we do with our plastic? In the gunia here. And then we give out the gunias to many people as well, so they can take home and
do the
be
same.
conscious. And you teach your staff as well about plastic. Everything plastic naingie gunia. So that's you have to start from home. And there's so many other things that we can do. So, you know, like I said, even with the rallying, the only thing we leave behind is our tire tracks.
Yeah, the only thing we leave behind is our tire tracks. And today, the only thing I'm gonna leave behind, Lisa, is a hoodie for you.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the globe traction.
Yeah, so I'm very kind, naturally, not to brag about that. And I love to extend bits of kindness to the people I meet.
Thank you so much. I love that.
So while you're going out on a safari on a cold morning,
oh, look at that globe traction with Persil Telewa. I love it.
These, you can put it on, depending on how you just
Am I cute or what?
You are.
This is so cute.
You just put them on with your shorts.
Oh, let me give you a hug.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is so considerate.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You know how women love to receive gifts.
Yeah, and you know how Kenyans are givers, right?
That's what another thing I love about Kenyans.
We love to give, so
they're very generous.
It's just our culture. I really, you know, appreciate the work you're doing, specifically with the WRC women.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see how it goes, because I know it's going to be bomb.
It's going to be so exciting.
I'm going to make sure I create some time to just come and, you know.
And cheer Lisa.
Yes.
It's going to have, my car's going to have the sticker, life is so amazing.
How many are competing?
We haven't got the final number because entries are still open.
Yeah.
I predict that we should be around 60.
Around 60?
Around 60 cars.
Is a big number.
It is a big number.
It's not easy.
So what it is, WRC Safari Rally.
Yeah.
WRC is the main guys who are flying in from all over the world to compete. Then under that we have the Kenya National Rally Champion, KNRC. So us Kenyans, we actually drive in the KNRC, which is part of the annual Kenyan Championships as well.
Oh, I see.
So that's how it really works, yeah?
That is amazing.
So it's very amazing, and you know, we get a huge flag off by our president, and that's going to be exciting as well. And you know, telling stories along. So I'm actually got a whole media team with me, who we're going to have GoPros in my car, and they're going to be filming me along the journey, even in the morning when we wake up, having our morning coffee.
Yeah, so it's going to be a whole production of, you know.
It's going to be a whole production.
Don't know still now.
I'll tell you, there's over 200 components to make a single tire. It's the most important part of your car, is your tire, for safety reasons.
Yeah.
Right? And then you know how to read the pressure, how much pressure to put in the rear tires, the front tires.
Yeah.
And then that's why I also go to the gym for strength training, is that I will be able to change a tire by myself.
Lisa, we could talk all day, honestly.
I
ain't gonna stop. So allow me to leave you as of now so that you can also get in the mood, keep preparing because March is not far away.
We've got 6 weeks to go.
Yeah, we have lots of things to put in place, and I can only wish you the best.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to see what you're doing, and keep doing it.
Thank you.
It
And you know what?
adds so much value when it's for the community.
It sure does. And it's all about storytelling.
It is.
You know, so I appreciate your support and for your time and for coming here this beautiful Saturday morning. Thank you so much.
And see you on Globe Traction.
Yes. I can't wait.
This is your bag.
This is my
not-
shopping
not
bag.
mine.
Watch it. Thank you.
Many thanks for watching Lisa's story, and I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you join us again next Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time, only on KTN News. And if you have a story you'd like to share with us, please don't hesitate. Write to us through globetraction@standardmedia.co.ke or DM us on our social media platforms at globetraction. You know, I also love it when you follow me on my social media platforms at Persil Telewa on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok for more stories and behind the scenes. But until then, I hope to catch up with you again soon next time. Same time, same place. Bye-bye for now.